Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing good and I hope you guys are doing in good health. Welcome to this week live PMP Q&A session. Thank you so much for attending this particular session, guys. As you guys normally do, please let me know in the chat whether you could able to see me and hear me properly. So that is the first step we normally used to do in all the Q&A session I conduct. So please let me know in the chat whether you guys can able to see me and hear me properly so that we can get the session started. Okay. Hi Pradeep, good to see you. Thanks for your feedback. Hi Ralin, hi Hanumesh, Sujata, Ranjita, Dhruv, hi Madhu, hi. Oh, I'm getting very excited because I'm seeing a lot of my students. Okay, thank you, Deepak, for your feedback. Priyanka, welcome to the session. Tanushree, Martin, hi everyone. Welcome to today's session. Ankit, Gopal, thanks. Thank you, Gayatri, for your feedback. Okay, here we go. Chari, I just loved your chat. Hi, Gautam. I'm just here to say hi and smash the like. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, thank you so much. Welcome, Chari. Hi, Jamili. Hi, Bishwajit. Hi, Shanka. Good to see you. Hi, Milan. Okay, I'm getting excited because I'm seeing a lot of my students. Guys, thanks for your feedback and thanks for your wishes. Please allow me 2 minutes because I expect more participants to join. We have 40 now, so I expect close to 100. So let's give 2 to 3 minutes before we start our session. In the meantime, if you guys have any doubts, please ask me in the chat. I will try to respond. Yeah. So in the meantime, if you guys have any doubts, please ask me in the chat. I will try to respond. So Faraz says, "Hi Gautam, same. Hope you. I'm in great health, buddy." And Faraz, thank you so much for smashing the like button, buddy. Thank you so much for doing it. Sagar says, "Gautam, nice to see you. Pleasure is mine." Sagar, good to see you as well. Hi Adnan. Hi Suhail. Hi Basin. Welcome all. Okay, let's give 1 or 2 minutes, guys, and then let's start our session. So we are 43 now, 44. Good day, everyone. Good. Okay, let's keep going. Guys, I'll be taking 1 more minute to start the session. In the meantime, if you guys have any queries, please let me know in the chat. I will try to respond. Okay, Chari. Chari says, I'm preparing from past 4 months, but I'm still feeling not confident about the questions getting in the group. Chari, what I would personally recommend is since you are our student, you will be having a mentor assigned. Kindly share the challenges to your mentor. For sure, that mentor will be giving you the solution. Okay. Cactus was asking, will the boot camp go over test questions? See, boot camp Cactus specifically focused on making your concepts very strong. Our boot camp is not focused on test questions. You know, it's only focused on making the concept strong, and then that's the only focus. Good. So Farhas says confused on agile workflow. Farhas, 2 or 3 months before I launched a video on YouTube where I have explained the agile process flow. So kindly watch that particular video. So you will get your concepts cleared. Yeah. So it's there in our YouTube channel. Kindly watch it. So LG asks, "Hi Gautam, in Agile resource planning is happening during release scheduling." You are 200% correct, LG. We will be estimating resource in the release planning meeting. When we are creating release schedule, we'll be fixing our release timelines, and then we'll be deciding, number of sprints and sprints duration. During the time, number of resources we needed, that also will be estimated. Good. Okay, so let's get going, guys. So I could able to see a lot of new participants. By reading the names in the chat, I could able to sense there are first-time participants for this particular session. So let me start with giving a basic agenda about this particular session. In this particular session, I'm going to discuss 5 PMP questions focused on predictive life cycle. How I'm going to discuss those 5 questions are, I'm going to show you guys a question, and for you guys to answer that particular question, I'll be giving you close to 2 minutes. So what you guys must do is read the question, select an answer. Please come to the chat option and please put the answer that you have selected, because I'm much interested in knowing which option you guys picked. So after that, I will be approaching that particular question and then I will be revealing the right choices for you. So the same process that I have explained will be continued for the 5 questions that we are going to practice in today's class. So let's not waste any time. Let's get started. Good. I hope you guys are seeing question number 1 on your screen. Guys, when you're using your mobile phone for attending this particular session, you may have a resolution problem. Yeah. So what you guys must do, please make it as full screen. Even after making it full screen on your mobile, when you have a resolution problem, please switch to laptop. Yeah. So that would be my humble request. Okay. Good. Let's get started. So for this particular question, I'm going to give you 60 seconds. I'm going to start the timer. Your time starts now. Okay. So I'm reading the chat and I could able to see option A is getting unanimity. Good job, guys. Now, the people who are regular participants in my session, you guys know what will happen next. I will be approaching that question and then I'll be revealing the right choices. But I want to handle today's session in a little different manner. I want a participant to write why A is the right answer. Okay, I'm going to select one explanation, which you have given. I'm going to pick a person who gave a very good explanation, and then I'm going to highlight that particular explanation, and then I will be explaining this particular question. So, what you guys have to do, please write why A is correct. So whoever interested in writing why A is correct, please write it in the chat. So I will pick one particular person answer, and then I will be highlighting that, and then I will be explaining it to you. Okay, let me try to read it. Okay. The challenge is a lot of participants started writing, and everyone are giving the excellent answer. I'm confused, whom to pick. Okay, now let me pick, a person randomly. I'm going to pick Millen explanation. I hope you guys are seeing what Millen have written. So what Millen is saying is, because they want to acquire all the requirements in advance, we should go for predictive life cycle. That's what Millen says. Good. Now let me try this particular question. An organization wishes to create a HR portal to its employees and a project got initiated. The head of HR department wants you to collect requirements from all stakeholders and to consider all the needs of the stakeholders in advance and to plan the project. Which of the following approaches is best suited in this case? As you guys have written in the chat, my pick also will be predictive life cycle. Because in predictive life cycle, as Millen mentioned, all the requirements will be collected in advance. We will do an upfront detailed planning and then we will just follow the plan. From the question, it is very clear the head of HR department wants you to collect all the requirements upfront, and he or she is asking you to plan the project. This means the right life cycle suited for this particular approach or particular scenario is predictive life cycle. My option also is predictive. Great job, guys. So not only Milan has given this explanation, all the participants who selected option A, you guys have given the same explanation. Great job, guys. Tremendous job. Okay, let's move on. So, this is the next question you guys are going to practice. I will be approximately giving you 1 minute and 30 seconds for this particular question. I cannot show you the timer because of the resolution, but I'll give you 1 minute 30 seconds. Your time starts now. Okay, I could able to see majority of the people are selecting option D, but there is a funny person in this particular class who is Suhel. He selected option F. Okay, there is no option called F. Good. Okay, guys. Now we're gonna follow the same approach. People who have selected option D, if anyone interested in giving the reasoning behind option D, let me highlight the best reasoning and then I'll be explaining this particular question. Okay, so anyone wants to explain your reasoning behind option D, you can write it in the chat. I will highlight that particular thing and then I'll be explaining this particular question. Anybody who is interested? Why D? I'll give you 1 minute for you guys to write your reasoning. If anyone is interested, please write it. I'll be picking the right one, the best one. Okay, Dhruv and Hari has written the explanation. Let me read it. Okay, let me give some more time for rest of the participants to write their explanation. Okay, now I'm going to highlight a particular statement that is made by Martin. So Martin says stakeholders are unhappy because they have not been engaged during requirements gathering. It's a very good reasoning. Yeah, so from the question, Martin has observed stakeholders are unhappy because they have not engaged during the requirements gathering. What was asked in the question? How will you prevent these type of situation in the future? How you will prevent? Engage the stakeholders while you're gathering requirement. Simple as that. Let's look for that particular option. Let me read this. Let me read this question. Your team produced all the deliverables as per the schedule and presented them to the project stakeholders. But after the presentation, the project manager sent a survey to collect the feedback of the stakeholders. The survey results were shocking because stakeholders have given negative feedback, stating the project deliverables are not meeting the needs of the stakeholders. What was asked in the question, as a project manager, how will you prevent these type of situation in the future? Problem is very simple. You have given a deliverable to a stakeholders. What stakeholders are saying, the deliverables that you have given are not meeting their needs. So what was asked in the question, as a project manager, how you will prevent these type of situation in the future? Let me read option A. After identifying all stakeholders, review the project charter with them. See, project charter will only have high level requirements. So here we are talking about detailed requirements. A, okay, it's a good choice. Let me keep it. Review the quality management plan with all stakeholders. See, nowhere in the question it is stated we have quality problem. Actually, stakeholder needs are not considered. Actually, our deliverables are meeting the requirements, but it is not meeting the stakeholder needs. B is also not a good choice. Execute a risk analysis upon obtaining the stakeholders new requirements. Question is asking how you will prevent these type of situation in the future. So by doing C, you cannot prevent. Let me read the last option, which is D. While defining the requirements and project scope, analyze the stakeholders' needs and expectation. This is an excellent choice because, as Martin mentioned, while you have collected the requirements previously, you have not engaged the stakeholders properly. You have not involved them in collecting the requirements. Now, moving forward, when you are collecting the requirements, when you are involving your stakeholders, you will be understanding their needs and expectation, and you will add their needs and expectation while you are collecting the requirements. Then when you are making the deliverables, the problem will be prevented. Okay, so I am in agreement with everyone who said option D. My pick also will be option D, but nevertheless I would like to highlight some of the reasoning which are provided by your co-participants. Yeah, so let me read it. See, I want to highlight this particular statement, which is given by Modegi. PM should proactively collect requirements from stakeholders and continuously validate and monitor, see if they are being met. Very good reasoning. Yeah. See, Vinith, not meeting needs clearly states stakeholder expectations are not considered at the earlier stage. Excellent choice. Now, by option, excellent explanation. By doing option D, you're making sure stakeholder needs are considered. Great job, guys. I'm loving your thought process. Okay, great job. My pick would be option D for this particular question. Good. This is the next question you are going to practice. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Your time starts now. Good job. I could able to see C is getting unanimity. So if you guys are interested in giving reasoning, kindly give a reasoning for C. Let me pick up participant reasoning and then I will display it and then I will be explaining this particular question. Reasoning for C. Okay, I could able to see all are picking C. It's a rhyming C and C. Now, I would like to highlight the comment which is made by Tanushree. So, read this, guys. Since this is a predictive project, any changes need to go change control. So, this is a comment Tanushree made. Yeah. And The reasoning which Hari has given for any changes to be done post the approval of the scope is done. Very good, Hari. PM needs to take the approval from the change control board and get their approval before making the changes. Excellent. Here we go. Somnath has given this reasoning. As constructing slab is out of scope baseline, to add it to scope, need to follow change management process. Excellent, Somnath. Great job. Okay. With these reasoning, actually, these three participants made my life easier. I'm going to take this question. You are working on a construction project. Team members, along with the project manager, collected all the requirements and planned the project considering all risks to ensure the project was a success. The team is now in the execution phase, and the project manager identified one of the requirements for constructing a slab in the kitchen is not considered in planning. As a project manager, what should be your first step? Question is very simple. Your project planning is over. Now you are in the execution phase. During the execution phase, you have identified one of the requirements you missed to consider in the planning, which is construction of a slab. So this means this particular requirement is not part of the scope baseline, as your co-participants mentioned. Anything which is not part of the scope baseline, it's a change. You must follow change control process. Only after the approval, you have to implement. Simple. Yeah. Now let's read the option. Escalate this issue immediately to the project sponsor. Very bad choice. See, escalate, you should never go for the PMP exam. It's shying away from your project responsibilities. A is gone. Update the project management plan with the changes. No, when you're doing option B, you're violating a process. Any changes, you have to follow change control process. Only after the approval, you should update project management plan. By doing B, you are not following change control process. B, it's a very bad choice. Let me read option C. Submit the change request and take the matter to the CCB. Excellent choice. That's what all your colleagues were talking about. And also, I was also explaining. Considering option C, I'm eliminating A and B. Last option, update the risk register. In the question, I have an issue, a current condition already happened. It's not a risk. D is also gone. So for this question, my pick would be option C. Great job, guys. Thank you so much for making my life easier. Good. Let's move on. This is the next question you are going to practice, and I'm going to give you 60 seconds for this. Your time starts now. Okay. I could able to see majority of the people are selecting option D, but I'm seeing some B as well. Okay. So this question, I want to take it. There is a reason behind it. I'm not taking your reasoning. I will be explaining that reasoning later. Yeah. Good. Let me read this question. A project team is working virtually due to a pandemic. In one of the meetings the project team attended with a supplier, there was a conflict between the supplier and team. This conflict is due to differences in opinion about the product's design. As a project manager, what should be your first step? Okay. What was asked in the question is very simple. In one of the meetings, I'm observing, when I say I'm a project manager, I'm observing my project team and my project supplier, they are having a conflict. This conflict is because there is a difference in opinion about the product design, between my supplier and my project team. How I should handle this conflict. So that's what asked in the question. Let me read the option now. Discuss with the sponsor and ask sponsor support. See, sponsor is a person who is someone who have very high authority in your organization. For these type of problems, you should not go and stand in front of the sponsor. It is your project problem, you have to solve it. Option A, it's not a good choice. Let me read option B. Refer to the contract and then process accordingly. See, this is a very good choice because between that supplier and your company, there will be a contract. Now we are having a conflict here about the product's design. How to solve these type of conflicts will be mentioned inside the contract. Means the dispute resolution mechanism which you have to follow with your suppliers, means the conflict resolution mechanism which you have to follow with that particular supplier will be mentioned inside the contract that you have with that supplier. B is an excellent choice. Considering option B, I'm eliminating option A. Let me read option C. Submit the change request and take the matter to CCB. This particular, nowhere in the question we are talking about change actually. So we have a conflict. Yeah. So let me read the last option. Refer to the procurement management plan. This is also a good choice. Yeah, because in procurement management plan also you may have how to handle conflicts with your suppliers. So now I have two good choices. A and C is eliminated. Now the competition is between B and D. My pick would be option B. I will tell you my reasoning for that. See, kindly be aware, here you have a problem with a supplier and the team. With that supplier, definitely you will have a contract. In that contract, you would have mentioned the dispute resolution mechanism you must follow with that particular supplier. Whereas procurement management plan will talk very generically how to handle all your suppliers. But with that particular supplier, what dispute resolution mechanism you have to follow will be mentioned inside the contract which you have made with that supplier. Option D is a good choice, but option B is the best choice. For this question, my pick would be option B. And B is the right choice. Okay, good. It's okay, guys. If you have picked option D, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. With my explanation, try to understand why B is right. Yeah, good. Let's do the last question now. So before we move to the last question, people who are regular participants in my session, you know what I'm going to ask now. Come on, guys. I'm having 77 participants in this particular session. If you guys are loving my session, please go and smash the like button. Come on, guys. I need 75 likes. Okay, because as I always say, the likes that you're giving, it's a motivation that for me, so only for that I'm conducting this session every week. Almost I'm doing this for 2 years. Good. Smash the like button, guys, if you are loving my session, of course. Yeah, good. Thank you so much for liking it. Let's do the last question and then we will close our session. Okay, I'm going to give you 60 seconds for this particular question. Your time starts now. Okay. Let me read the chat. I could able to see option B is getting unanimity. Let me take this question. Your project sponsor is giving a lot of changes. You observed your team members struggling to implement the changes which are given by the project sponsor. One of your project team members asking you how to better handle the changes, which document you will refer to respond to. All how, kindly be aware, all how will be documented in plans. So this means out of the four option I have, team charter is not a plan, so that is straight away eliminated. So what was asked in the question, how to better handle the changes? So this means simple. You have to follow the change control process. The change control process that you have to follow as a part of your project, where you would have written inside change management plan. In change management plan, you would have written how to handle the changes. This means the change control process which you have to follow. So it will be inside change management plan. Here I don't want to use elimination technique. It's a direct question. My pick could be option B. Yeah, change management plan will have how to deal with changes, simple as that. Yeah, good. So good job, guys. Finally, we came to the end of the session. Thank you so much for participating. And I could see that a lot of participants were very active. And I really got impressed with the reasoning you guys have provided for these questions. You guys killed it. Thank you so much for doing it. And normally, what I will do is before closing the class, I will be thanking everyone. And then I'll be also extending my time for 5 minutes, and then if you guys have asked any question, I will be try responding to it. But today I'm not going to extend. I'll be very brutally honest with you. The reason is people from India knows currently an IPL match is running. That is between my one of my favorite team is playing Chennai Super Kings. Yeah, so I want to go and watch that match. I'm very excited about that match. So I'm going to stop the session. Don't worry. Next week I will be extending my time, and then I'll be answering all your questions that you're putting me in the chat. Okay. Thank you so much for your participation, guys. See you next week. Until then, bye. Take care.